You are listening to the dailybreadproject.com. The media is beating you over the head with negativity. People are afraid. People don't know what to think. They're binging on Netflix and hiding from the reality that this is not as bad as they want you to believe. And I'm here to bring you the light. That's leadership in good and hard times. This is thedailybreadproject.com coming to you live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Daily bread, bringing you the nourishment and the goodness that you need. That's what we're here for, because out there, negativity rules. In here, light, love, and leadership rule. And there's so many people out there that need a positive message. So here's what I'm going to ask you right now. If you've been listening to the Daily Bread, if you've been lifted up, if you've been inspired, I encourage you to share this with someone who needs it. There's so much negativity out there. That's easy to find. What is difficult to find is positivity, goodness, light. So it's imperative that you share this with someone, anyone who needs it. Share it with them. And I'm going to do, today's going to be a shorter show, no guests. I'm going to do a quick reading, and this comes from Stand Strong, 365 devotions for men by men. And interestingly enough, our daily bread is the tagline there, which I find fascinating. So here we go. Not a sprint. Now, there's a reading that starts us off, 2 Corinthians 11, 16. 16, yeah, I think that's right. 2, 11, 16. So I have labored and toiled and have often gone without sleep. I've known hunger and thirst and have often gone without food. I've been cold and naked. All right, so check this out. In 1983, a 61-year-old potato farmer named Cliff Young showed up for a grueling week-long ultra marathon from Sydney, Australia to Melbourne. In overalls and work boots, no less. He started off slowly and soon was miles behind. But at night, as the other runners slept, Cliff took a quick nap and kept going. 5 days and 5 nights later, he came in first place, and he set a course record. Like Cliff, the Apostle Paul wasn't the most orthodox champion. He confessed to being the worst of sinners, and he suffered from a humbling thorn in his flesh. His enemies added to his struggles, beating him with whips and stones. But Paul was unashamed of his weakness, saying, "The power of Christ can work through me, for when I am weak, then I am strong." Remember the steady pace of Cliff Young and the Apostle Paul as you run your race. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So let us run with endurance the race that God has set before us. I love this reading. It inspires me. And the idea that life is a marathon and not a race inspires me so much. And I think this is what most people miss out on. See, we live in a society where it's all about goals, all about getting there. It's all about the McMansions and the Ferraris. And you watch IG and you think that's what it's all about, and you get obsessed with that. And unless you have that, you can't be happy. And I'm here to help you. I'm here to pull you out of that rut. I'm here to tell you that life, the journey, getting there, that is where the joy is. Because once you achieve a goal, what's going to happen, especially if you're a high achiever, is you're going to say, "Great, got here, now what?" I mean, you might celebrate it for a second, but I know from personal experience, when I've reached some big goals, I've actually gotten depressed because I'm there. So what's next? I don't know. And it hurts a little bit because you're like, oh, everything I did was for this. Now what? And anybody who is a high achiever has experienced that. You set a high goal, you achieve it, and you're like, it, it's just not as good as I thought it was. But that journey getting there, where you spend most of the time, when you learn to enjoy that journey, when you learn to just keep your pace and think of it as a marathon and as a journey getting there, you will find so much more joy in your life. And so that's why I wanted to share this story with you today is life is a marathon, not a sprint. Enjoy the journey. And when you learn to enjoy the journey, every day will be a blessing. So that's what I have for you guys today. Love you, mean it. As I always say in my IG stories, if you're not following me on IG, at Riverathan, Riverathan. This has been the Daily Bread Project. I'm so grateful that you're here. And I will ask you if you know anyone out there that could use a little light in their life, share this with them. You'll be a hero. Thank you guys, and we'll be back tomorrow.